Hello everyone, I'm Irum and this is Adeel, and we are at Work Zone to record another amazing episode for the Icons Daily, Daily Icons.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a new name, man. Just forgive us.
Sometimes
Yeah.
it's just
We figured out the name 7 episodes
after
in.
7 episodes, हम लोगों ने नाम decide किया था finally.
It's too early then.
Still, see, we'll get used to it. So we have in the studio today Zahid Khan, and he is the team lead for running the nationwide campaign Act Against Tobacco, and he is going to explain to us how people can quit smoking and what Human Development Foundation is doing to eradicate tobacco control, tobacco usage in Pakistan, and maybe just somehow figure out a way to point out a few myths about tobacco as well.
And corona.
I mean, like, smoker safe है या नहीं safe, ये क्या scene है, कुछ थोड़ा सा
later you will realize that they are safe or not after the end of this series.
Yeah.
तब तक मर जाएंगे ना हम, जब तक आप लोग figure out करेंगे. ऐसा तो नहीं है.
Yeah, smokers, we're gonna die of something. If it's not corona, then it's a cigarette.
It's a cigarette.
Slow poisoning. Your death is ultimate, but
इतने hopeful कैसे हैं आप?
इसीलिए hopeful हूँ, मुझे पता है कि हमारे मौत है. It's killing yourself.
But isn't life also killing us?
हाँ.
And if you think life killing is why you are alive, then why are you working? Why are you roaming around? There's
Just
still
like
hope.
trying.
There's still hope.
No, it's not.
There's still hope
No,
of
I
things.
mean,
I mean, just being alive in it, but kind of going a day
like,
closer to
okay,
death.
like might as well.
In it,
But
it's like I have a cynical dad who doesn't celebrate birthdays.
It's if a day spent good. If a day spent good, then you realize this went well.
Wait,
If even you are closer to your death,
Yeah,
but still it realized that you have done something. So
like
let's have that
smoking a
thing.
nice cigarette.
Why not quitting a nice smoke?
Yeah, I know. Actually, to be honest, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
Why not save
you're
amount?
disgusting.
Why not save
it
your
is
health?
disgusting. Okay, cigarettes, right? We've all tried it, right? They don't actually taste nice.
So finally,
No,
somebody
no.
realized it doesn't taste nice.
It doesn't taste nice. Like we smoke.
Anyone smell? It
Yeah,
doesn't
no,
smell
it's
nice.
definitely
No, it smells
yeah.
bad.
And even like the taste, like if someone's had a cigarette and you kiss them, it is wrong.
It's totally.
In it, you go taste it.
It's bad.
All right.
It's bad.
So,
Man.
anyhow, on to you.
Okay.
Fair. Anyway, so tell us about the Act Against Tobacco campaign before we get into.
It's okay. It's okay. No, don't worry. Everybody starts with this thing like this. And basically, what we do at Human Development Foundation, we are working on a policy advocacy, basically, how to curb tobacco bans and protect youth of Pakistan from tobacco. And in this campaign, we are working on 5 different policy dimensions. How to increase the prices of tobacco, like getting out of the reach of children, make it more expensive, children won't buy it. How we can expose the tactics of tobacco industry, how they are attracting new customer or replacement customer or children towards this thing. Why smokeless tobacco and e-cigarettes are on the rise of their production and consumption. And finally, how we can curb all this through a proper policy from federal and provincial governments. Like if we have on board of these 2 major institutions, how Pakistan will save their future for coming generation from this indulging into this thing.
Yeah. So, like, let's start with the pricing side of things, right? I think that being from England, coming to Pakistan, that's the first thing that hit me. Cigarettes are really cheap, right? It's cheaper than
less than $1.
Yeah, it's cheaper than a coffee.
Yeah.
Right? Or cheaper than chai, actually. Yeah. So
चाय बहुत महंगी है इस्लामाबाद में, चाय बहुत महंगी है.
yeah, but like if you're in England, right?
But still, you will get a cup of chai, a good cup of chai for under 200 rupees.
Yeah, 120.
And you can get a pack of cigarette, minimum, a cheap one, around 80 rupees, 50 rupees, 60 rupees. Like a quarter of a chai equals to 1 pack of cigarette.
Yeah. And
less than $1.
Exactly. And when you go to England, like your average cigarette price is like what? Minimum £10-12, right?
Oh God, are you serious?
It's 20 pounds.
Is it 20 now?
20.
Okay, I've
Oh
not been
my
back in 2 years.
It's like 20 pounds.
Yeah, there you go. So like, you can't just, if you're walking out, oh, I forgot my cigarettes at home. Okay, I'll just buy another box.
No.
You don't have that. If you forgot your cigarettes at home, well, you're done. You're smoking for the rest of the day, right? It's too expensive. But how do you plan to increase these prices here?
Basically, there is a global campaign known as Campaign for Tobacco Free Kids. They have been working different countries all over the globe on this topic, basically how to protect children, and different studies have been come out from John Hopkins School of Public Health, from University of York, and different other leading universities. They figure out that if we increase the taxation, it benefits both way
Yeah.
on the tobacco product. If we increase the taxation, it goes to national treasury. Secondly, it escalates the price. If price is escalated by that much, it would out of the reach of the children.
Yeah.
Basically. It's higher than the pocket money of a normal child. That's the main concept of increasing the taxes or increasing the price of the cigarette. It will be out of the reach from the children. Plus, it will give a handsome amount of revenues towards the national treasury.
Why are cigarettes not so taxed? Because I don't know. I always kind of thought that's what every country does, right?
हाँ.
Tax cigarettes highly because.
मुझे ये चीज नहीं पता थी, like when I like got into like मुझे जब ज्यादा कैंपेन के बारे में चीज ये like when he told me about it, तो मुझे ये चीज like I did not know, ठीक है. I thought कि वो इसका like maybe already tax इसी वजह से पैसे price इतनी ज्यादा है cigarettes की यहाँ पे, because there is already a lot of tax.
No, not allowed. Let me tell you a story. In early 2015-16, the tax on a single packet of cigarette was around 32 rupees. Look how the monopoly of tobacco industry came into, and at most the price of the tobacco product was like 70 rupees at that time, retail price, and 32 rupees was tax. When tobacco industry interfere, and they are working so closely with our parliamentarians, with our bureaucracy, that they want policies which are favorable to them being implemented by Pakistan. So they got a leverage in tax reduction. They cut the tax by half. Like it was 2 tiers before, lower tier 32 rupees tax on the low premium brands, and from high premium brands it was like 40 rupees plus taxes. So they cut the taxes by half. So at that time in 2016-17, the tax dropped to 16 rupees per pack. The pack which was available for 60 rupees come down to 40 rupees. If a pack is available at 40 rupees and loose sale is available, every children who has a rupee in the pocket, in his pocket, he can go and buy a cigarette.
Yeah.
And there is no legal obligation by the seller or to the seller that he cannot sell cigarettes under 18.
But okay, so जो
Wait,
progress
well,
उसमें हुई है, नहीं, there are like अभी
At
जो
that time.
progress हुई है.
Okay.
But
Sorry.
after that, things got changed.
Okay.
People advocated for these laws to be implemented.
I don't think anyone is
Lovely.
implementing it.
They are implemented. They
दुकानों
are
पे
bounded to
मतलब वो
implement.
एक छोटा सा स्टिकर लगा होता है कि like we cannot sell, like
Yeah.
it,
And there's
it's
another thing. There's
a
another
tiny
thing.
size. It's a very tiny
we
sticker.
I
ratify.
don't think anyone's showing ID.
We ratify the WHO Convention on Framework Convention on Tobacco Control back in 2005.
Right.
So we are the signatory of that treaty. We are
Okay.
bound to implement these laws in Pakistan, and the laws are increase tax up to 75% of the retail price on tobacco products. We are still
That's
way
not
behind.
implemented.
We are still well behind. We are still behind. We are currently at 36 rupees on this thing. Children are protected, and nobody can sell cigarettes, loose cigarettes, to children under 18. And ideal age should be 21.
Yeah.
But in Pakistan, loose cigarettes sales is happening.
Still happening.
By law, it's banned. There is a law. There are two basically ordinance in Pakistan. One is protection of public health, a non-smokers act, and the other is printing and graphical warning law. These are the two ordinances under which smoking in public places are banned. Smoking and indoor is banned. Nobody can sell cigarettes to under 18. Sale of loose cigarettes is banned.
Sorry.
Loose cigarette means selling single cigarettes.
Yeah.
It's
But
banned.
wait, does that mean that smoking rooms in all these cafes are technically not allowed?
Yeah, it is technically not allowed.
But they're still open, no? They closed down for a few months, but then they reopened.
No, it's not allowed. And even if it is in Islamabad, they have strict regulation for that. They can fine you.
तो फिर वो if the
Tobacco-
cafes are earning इतने ज्यादा पैसे, तो then they can pay the
you.
fine and
jail
they can
you.
still
They can jail
continue
you.
with.
They can even jail you.
But
Because
they
like I was
won't
gonna
do
say,
it.
because I know we
I
kind
know a
of
lot
we
of
kind of
new
look for the
cafes.
smoking ones in
Exactly.
it. If a cafe doesn't have smoking options,
By
Yeah,
law,
I mean,
they
and
have
imagine
in
like
Pakistan,
summers.
no cafes allowed.
wow, okay, that's blown my mind.
no public
because there
place
are
is allowed
cafes
to smoke.
and public spaces which, like, they
They
have
are like
all of these
violating
things.
laws,
But
and
nobody is.
we need to report that. We need to report that. Being a vigilant citizen, we need to report that.
basically.
Uh,
खैर,
okay.
मुझे ये बताओ कि so since we're talking about कि like पाकिस्तान में ये वाली सारी चीजें हो रही हैं, ठीक है, without even के जो लॉ है भी वो भी सही करके इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं हो रहा,
Enforcement is the basic.
ठीक है ना, उसी में जो like what like अब जो कोरोना वाली जो सिचुएशन है, ठीक है, उसके लिहाज से when you compare the tobacco industry, so what do you think the current Pakistani scenario is regarding tobacco?
You'll come across two new myths about this corona and tobacco industry. One came out in early March when they were saying like tobacco leaf can be used to produce a vaccine for
ठीक है,
COVID.
Okay.
One thing. That study came out. The other study came out that smokers are less vulnerable to COVID, to get connected with COVID.
ठीक है,
Another study. And recently a third study came out by a French scholar who says that nicotine helps you to protect you from COVID. First thing, if you smoke, if you inhale smoke, it destroys your respiratory system completely. It destroys your lungs completely, and you being more vulnerable to catch disease. If you get caught with COVID, there are more chances to get infected drastically and get died. In China, there is a study which proves that 14% more likely people die who are smoker of
because the
COVID.
lungs are already weak.
Already compromised. Your immune system is
Huh.
already compromised. These are the tactics which tobacco industry is using to protect its sales and let the people die of it and get their profit from the market. These are the tactics which
Yeah, they get a
use to
lot of
pay.
lobbyists.
There are a lot of
तो
lobbyists.
मतलब प्रॉपर आपकी इतने बड़े बड़ी जो स्टडीज रिलीज हुई हैं, they are all what like somehow supported by the
first
tobacco
studies,
industry.
They are supported by the tobacco industry. Tobacco was not part of the essential item list during the lockdown. They delivered their products to people's home. Why they did that? Not in Pakistan, obviously, in Europe and other countries, in UK, they did that.
And people need their fix. Give it to them.
It's not an essential item. It's not essential for
हाँ,
you.
because then they
And
know
during
कि
the
अगर like
lockdown,
सिगरेट भी नहीं आप देंगे उनको तो उन्होंने लॉकडाउन से तो बाहर
that's
निकलेंगे
why
ना.
they publish these kind of stories. And people rush into departmental store and get their smokes. That's
Okay,
why.
then.
Because their sales were going down.
I think one of the interesting ones you told me just before this podcast was apparently it lines.
It lines your track with the nicotine and it protects you. That virus doesn't hit you up in the track. But it's totally rubbish. It's not true. It's not true.
Yeah.
It already compromised your whole respiratory system. If your respiratory system is always compromised by this thing, how it can protect you from being hit from corona?
अच्छा, so मुझे ये बताओ अभी so before corona, ठीक है, like पाकिस्तान में तो एक बहुत ही प्रॉपर ट्रेंड चला था ना, स्मोकलेस भी हैं, वेप हैं, डिफरेंट कलर्स के, डिफरेंट शेप्स के,
Get them big as
there's so
possible.
many flavors
I
and
am
पता नहीं
sure.
क्या क्या, और जिसमें कि निकोटीन का लेवल भी डिफाइन हुआ हुआ होगा, some in a lot of them इसी तरह करके है
Yeah,
कुछ,
the jewels.
ठीक है. I have a lot of friends who spend a lot of money, like
A lot
shitloads
of-
of money
Shitloads.
on getting fancy ass क्या वेप्स
Pods
और
vapes and-
like वो पतले वाले भी हैं बीच में, अजीब सब वो सारे अवेलेबल हैं.
Basically, it started when the Supreme Court gives a decision to ban shishas.
ठीक है. So it was a
Because
replacement
shisha-
basically.
It's a replacement therapy.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And what's behind this? All these vaping products and this e-cigarette product. Who's behind that? The same industry.
Yeah.
Because
Jewel-
there's
Jewel
still
being-
nicotine
Jewel being
utilized
bought
in it.
by Philip Morris. They are introducing a new products, heat not burnt products, vaping products to attract their new customer. When a smoker starts smoking, he stays a smoker till it's that time. He won't switch. Most of the people don't switch to vapes and other things. They'll continue with conventional smoke. And the coming generation don't like conventional smoking.
Yeah.
हाँ.
So they introduce another glittery substance for the youth, which are attracted toward these things. If you see a jewel, it's a sophisticated like device.
Yeah.
It's a small USB device.
हाँ.
Nobody knows like what's this, and gives you kick of 24 mg, 60 mg, high kicks, and it have hazardous metals in it.
Yeah.
Really hazardous. Lead, cadmium, other metals are there.
But
and
like a lot of my friends smoke. They smell nice at least.
they smell nice. That's the thing.
So
And
why?
it's a
You know
honey
what?
trap for you. It's
And
a honey
it's-
trap for you.
It's not
basically.
even that bad on the throat.
No,
Huh,
right?
so
A
you
lot of
feel like
vapes
you're not
hurt my-
smoking that much,
They have
or you're not smoking at all.
These
It's salt
soothing,
nicotine.
soothing flavors in it.
Yeah.
They soothe you.
And
But
But then again,
ultimately,
वो temporary soothing हो
They're
गई.
that temporary thing.
so you don't really feel like you're smoking when you're smoking it.
But look at the amount of smoke you inhale.
Mm.
It's a lot more than conventional cigarettes. I'm not saying the conventional cigarettes are good. They are as bad as
Yeah.
vapors.
They don't replace one with the
There's
other.
no replacement. But it damages your lungs really bad way. Really bad.
So it was just basically a replacement
a
of shisha,
replacement of shisha and a
but has
replacement
equal amount of damage.
even
and
more.
I think with vapes, people end up smoking more if you notice, right? Because
Initially, they introduced it for this sedation purposes.
Yeah.
The vapes was
नहीं, एक
introduced it for
second,
the
मुझे
sedational
like
purpose.
I have a question. ठीक है, a lot of my friends, ठीक है, they suggested each other कि why don't you switch to vapes if you want to quit smoking?
it's a bad idea.
Initially, they
So if they are the
introduced
same
this
thing-
myth.
Yeah.
Initially, they introduced this myth that vaping is good for sedational purpose or for quitting purposes.
So
Okay.
I remember even on billboards and things, I remember I used to see these cigarette quitting
Yeah.
like packages, and the packages used to come in with those vapes that
Vapes and
look
all that
like cigarettes. They
Huh.
used to be part of the cigarette quitting packages. They no longer are. You no
Even
longer can do
quitting
it. So.
packages include nicotine patches.
Yeah.
Why don't people opt for that thing? Well, it's
Okay.
not that much glamorous. You can't smoke. You can't like breathe out smokes a lot.
One issue.
It's a hidden patch.
Have
Why
you ever
don't
tried
people
them?
apply? Yeah, no, I haven't
Okay,
tried them.
so one thing with like patches on chewing gum, you can't control how much nicotine is being, let's say you're taking in, and you end up going dizzy really quick with the chewing gum, anyway.
There are certain quantities of
Yeah.
nicotine in it, the mgs, which is,
Mm.
it starts from 2 mg till 24 mg. And the same goes with your jewel and vaping pods as well. They have got higher nicotine level as
Oh,
well.
they do, yeah.
And in cigarettes, you have got a fixed nicotine level, but the amount of kick time you receive from taking a puff to it stimulates your brain is really low. In cigarettes, it's come to like under 3 to 4 seconds. Like
Huh.
previously, it was way beyond 10 seconds when you take a puff and it hits your brain.
Mm.
So it's totally like they are doing genetically engineering with the leaves.
ठीक है.
So now you get quick kick with this thing, and with vaping devices and all these, you get really good kick without having a feeling of bad taste and bad mouth.
So
This is
like
bad
basically they did replace one thing with the other.
They
ठीक
need
है.
their customers. Basically, if they won't sell their products, a person starts at 20 and dies at 60. He smokes for a good 40 years.
Mm.
During this whole period, the previous customers will die. So how are they gonna get new customers? If they want this, if
To
they want to
introduce
stay
a
in the
new
business,
product which
they'll
it
introduce-
looks fancier,
Yeah.
obviously,
somehow
obviously.
reduces the
They'll
bad
attract
thing.
females. They attract other
Yeah, models
and these
influencers.
things.
Mm.
They come with different tactics. Like they make it so much easy for the community or for the society to accept it as a good thing,
Mm.
rather highlighting as a bad thing.
So so it's interesting that you're talking about this. Now, technically, cigarette companies are not allowed to advertise
Advertise.
conventionally.
Technically, yes. No.
So, what methods are they now using to keep people either on cigarettes and on vapes?
Okay. You'll be seeing a lot of new models or social media influencers or these people who are really famous and have a good fan following at times post a picture with a product of smoking in their hands, cigarette, vape, or any other thing, or there's a lot of smoke behind them, or they're depicting that it's a cool thing for them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
So
now that I
they-
think about it, I have seen a few shoots like
Music-
collaboration shoots
shoots.
in which like वो mention बीच में कर देते हैं कि we do not support smoking, but we just did it for the shoot. So just did it for the shoot was
Shoot.
actually
If a child with you is sitting and seeing all this, so
उसको तो cool लगेगा
will
ना.
understand that thing.
No,
The smoking is dangerous for us. They won't read that. You'll see a hero having a cigarette in his hand is looking cool.
Yeah, it was
No,
music
so
videos.
like so since we are talking about it, I wanna talk about probably this aspect as well. Okay, it's not just the photo shoots, no. In our movies and our dramas, ठीक है, it is very compulsory कि अगर कोई let's say villain है, ठीक है, तो
उसने
वो तो
smoking
खैर
करनी।
कर ही रहा है, लेकिन जो
कोई
let's
डिप्रेशन
say
में उसने स्मोकिंग करनी है, कोई
हाँ
खुश उसने स्मोकिंग करनी है,
yeah
like you
ठीक
have
है
a lot of things to do.
हाँ and like there are beautiful
Why
shots
smoke
very amazing shots of a hero coming out of the car lighting a cigar and lighting a
cigar?
cigarette
That's the thing. That's the thing.
because
Being
it's a
elite,
symbol because it's a
elite
symbol
symbol, being trendy symbol. These are symbols we have just own created by them.
Have you ever tried a cigar? They're terrible.
I know
I
it's
really
not
never
that
did.
terrible.
I never enjoyed it. It's like because you can't
I
inhale.
hate his the cigar smoke.
Yeah.
That really pinch you.
No,
Yeah.
the difference between the cigar
No, I've
leaves,
tried a
that's where
lot.
the smell is.
Actually, yeah, you know Shums. Sorry.
Huh.
Yeah.
So you know,
Oh,
I used to go to Shums just to try them all out, right? I was
they
always
have the
curious.
fanciest cigar
Yeah, no.
like collection. Like
Oh,
they look very beautiful,
yeah,
You-
but they're
and
just
the
boring.
packaging is so beautiful.
So beautiful.
That I
It's
have
a trap to
like
death, basically.
like
If you spend like $1,000 on
huh,
on
like
a cigar,
I do not smoke
and
cigars.
you
ठीक है,
smoke
but they're
for
so
like
beautiful.
an hour.
Well, yeah, and it's boring though. That's why I
It's
don't like
boring
it.
though.
An hour
You're
of smoking.
spending $1,000 on a cigar, destroying your health, destroying your time. For what's use?
But then again, it's a status symbol as
It's
well.
a-
Nah.
So
It has presented.
these symbols
It
are
has
created by
presented
ourselves.
in a way that it would
We have
appear as
created
if
these
it,
symbols.
Why
you
do
know, it would-
cigar boxes not have the warnings?
Huh, that's
They
a
have the
question.
warning.
No, they don't.
No.
They don't.
The smuggled cigar don't have the warnings.
Oh right,
The
okay.
branded cigar, which are regulatory under government laws, have the warning sign. No tobacco product in Pakistan. Exceptions are there. Like you won't see health warning on smokeless tobacco.
Mhm.
You won't see health warning on vaping products. You won't see health warning on these gutka and pan and all these things, and chalia and all these things.
Aren't they just as bad?
They don't even have
They are
packages.
more bad. They're more worse than that. If you see how gutka is prepared, you will throw up immediately.
Oh.
Sorry, what is gutka?
It's tobacco. It's chewing
like,
tobacco.
ये
It's
fancy
it's
ये
chewing
fancy है इसको
tobacco,
please
basically.
बताओ.
Oh, okay.
It's
That
chewing
stuff.
tobacco,
Yeah.
and it's really pathetic, and it gives you oral cancer. Like
Yeah, that's
nothing.
exactly what I wouldn't.
It
I
gives
would.
you oral cancer, throat cancer. Do you know around 166,000 to 200,000 deaths annually in Pakistan occur due to tobacco?
Oh my god. I did not know that.
In Pakistan only. And if you see the global weightage of this thing, it's above 1 billion smoker in globally and 8 million deaths around. 8 million deaths
Oh my god.
annually.
I've always found the whole idea that cigarettes are legal just crazy, right? I'm not saying like I'm not advocating for other drugs or anything, right? Don't get me wrong. But one of the things that I've always found weird is that cigarettes are somehow legal because there is no upside to a cigarette, right? Like even with alcohol, people can say, "Oh, right, you know, it loosens us up or whatever," right? But with cigarettes, really, there is no upside. The only difference is when you smoke it. Okay, I guess you enjoyed it, but that's about it, right?
That's what we have portrayed to the society. We have painted this picture.
You know, but like
The
otherwise
reality-
it's just
the
harmful.
reality-
Like there's no benefit to it. So how is
Let
it
me tell you,
somehow
How is it
legal?
somehow-
let
how
me,
is it
let me
still
tell you
legal?
how it's harmful. You smoke, you are the primary smoker. You are the first hand smoker. You exhale your smoke. I'm sitting over here, I'm a non smoker. I'll inhale your smoke, I'm a second hand smoker. And we sitting in this room, you smoke, you went away, and then another non smoker come back in this room. He sits, he inhales that air, and that air air has that molecules in it. So this is third hand smoker. You come, you smoke a cigarette and went away from your house. Your child come into your room and he's inhale that air. So he's a third hand smoker. What's to do with him?
अच्छा मुझे थर्ड हैंड स्मोकिंग वाली चीज अभी इसने आके बताई आई डिड नॉट नो दैट देयर इज अ थिंग कॉल्ड थर्ड हैंड स्मोकिंग बिकॉज इन माय हेड there's only like two things कि एक is that when you're actually smoking and the second is passive smoking okay someone else is smoking and you know like you inhale it so the third वाली चीज I did not know.
The employees who are working indoor have been 71% of the employees in Pakistan have been exposed to second-hand smoke. The people who don't smoke by themselves, but they are exposed to second-hand smoke. So what's bad they have done to themselves? They have done nothing, but we have done that to them.
Well, you see, what my question is like, how is it somehow legal? And on top of that, how is it legal in a lot of Muslim countries? Saudi Arabia has it legal, right? Not in all places. You can't buy it everywhere, but you can buy it in certain parts of Saudi. And you know, there's no real makruh thing there even. And it's literally just harmful. So what is it that somehow made it legal in the Muslim states?
So does it have anything like something to do with like cigarettes not being haram in a way then?
It's a topic of like being
Yeah.
mullahs, and I'm no.
Okay, let's not
I'm
talk
not
about
an
that.
expert on that.
Let's not talk about the
I'm not-
religious side.
I'm
But
not
I want to know
expert on
how
that.
it's
So
legal.
how
It is related to that topic, na?
why it's
No,
being
even in England.
the thing is that why is being picked as a legal subject.
Hmm.
It's a cash crop. You know that.
Yeah.
Its turnover and taxation paid a huge amount of revenues to the treasuries all over the globe. Not in Pakistan only, all over the globe.
Mm-hmm.
And they have strong monopolies inside the government industry.
ठीक है.
Okay.
That's why. In Pakistan, they solely pay 100 billion tax to Pakistan. 100 billion. In Pakistan only. And our health costs regarding these smoking related disease is $150 billion. 150 billion rupees. Their total sale is around 400 billion rupees in Pakistan. So look at the volume of the market.
Yeah.
Just cigarettes are having in Pakistan.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about Pakistan.
Yeah.
And now and then there is a hue and cry before budget that there are huge market of illicit trade, the duty not paid product.
Mm-hmm.
Why they come? They come for two reasons. First, they hide their original production by avoiding taxes, paying taxes. If I'm producing like 400 packs per day, I'll invoice 200 packs. I won't invoice 200 packs. I'll float directly 200 packs to the market. Still, I get the same price. Still, I get the benefit. But I won't be paying like these taxes amount to this. And then I'll cry like this is the illicit market, and my shares are going down. It's a smuggled market. So who's going?
So पाकिस्तान में इस वाली चीज को क्या like okay so like तो तीन किस्म की वो चीज है ना कि उन पे जो है वो ड्यूटी वाले जिनकी नहीं पे हुई या फिर illicit हो गए या imported cigarettes हो गए.
Imported cigarettes, smuggled cigarettes हो गए. बेसिकली तो पाकिस्तान में स्मगल्ड सिगरेट्स बैन है. पाकिस्तान की जो अपनी सिगरेट्स हैं जो पीटीसी या फिलिप मॉरिस या बैट बना प्रोडक्शन कर रही है और कुछ छोटी छोटी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस कर रही, वो पाकिस्तान में अलाउ है जो अंडर पाकिस्तान रेगुलेशन. ये बाकी जो और जिस पैकेट पे कोई वार्निंग नहीं है ना वो स्मगल्ड सिगरेट है. क्योंकि ग्लोबली एफसीटीसी की रेगुलेशन है कि हर पैक पे वार्निंग हो ग्लोबली. अगर किसी कंट्री के रेगुलेशन के अंडर प्रोडक्शन हो रही है तो उस पर वार्निंग जरूर होगी.
ठीक है. तो but I see a lot of cigarette packs without any warning.
They're smuggled cigarettes.
Alright.
But the ratio is
तो
really
उनके
less.
fancy line में कहते हैं ना वो imported cigarette है basically.
Imported नहीं, चोरी वाली cigarette.
Yeah, no, but
that's the reality.
If
we name चोरी as imported,
तो हम पाकिस्तानी है ना, हम कर सकते
पाकिस्तानी
हैं.
है वही हम we are
good
creating
marketing
false standard for ourselves
Yeah.
basically.
There's one more thing, right? So you know gold leaf, right?
Yes.
So I don't know if you know of this side of the trade. A lot of people who go to England,
They take it with them.
yeah, they take
And
like
they sell it over there.
Yes,
They
because it's
earn
like
money.
yeah, it's
on
90
that.
pounds. Yeah, basically what you do, right, is you buy the adunda,
हाँ.
yeah, and I think how much are they? Like 2,000 rupees, right?
No, more than that. I think.
Is it?
Like, so somewhere around 1900 to
1900.
Yeah. So you buy it. No, unless you buy it, right? So you buy 2 boxes from anywhere, yeah, because you're only allowed to take 2 through check-in,
Huh.
Yes.
right? So you buy them for 2,000.
Immigration law.
Then when you go through check-in, the airport sells them there, but for like 3,500. Yeah. So then you buy as many as you can fit in your bag, right? You go to England, you know a guy, he buys them each for £90. £90 is 18,000. 18,000? Yeah, 18,000 rupees.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so basically you're...
This is an illicit trade.
Yeah, but
This
why
is
are they
probably-
not allowed to sell gold leaf legit in England? Because gold leaf doesn't sell in England.
I don't
It's
know.
a Pakistani product.
Okay.
It's a Pakistani product under PTC.
Yeah. There's
So
a huge market for gold
legally,
leaf.
you can't trade off tobacco.
Right.
Tobacco trade is not permitted between two countries.
अच्छा ये नहीं पता था मुझे.
Finished products.
Okay.
Raw tobacco being traded on different scenarios for different purposes, but finished products are not like good for trading.
So you can
Under
like
the
send
FCTC.
so you can send tobacco to another country,
for
but
the
then
other use
finish
as
it
a,
over there.
as a raw product.
right? And then you have to finish it in that country.
नहीं एक second. I don't understand this. We have a lot of brands which are like what brands are come under Pakistan की regulation वाली चीजें, because we have a lot of other brands as well. ठीक है.
Brands
Then
of
that
PTC,
means कि वो फिर वो
PTC,
सारे allowed ही
Philip
नहीं है.
Morris, yes, allowed.
So Dunhill in Pakistan is like being produced in Pakistan.
Yes.
So Dunhill imported all of it then is what smuggled.
Yes,
Yeah, those are
it's
smuggled.
illegal. And
So then why is it so
the
openly
total,
available everywhere?
the total percentage,
Pakistan.
the total percentage of illicit trade in Pakistan. You are just seeing the urban settings. You
Huh.
are not being into rural setting. Nobody smokes Ranil over there.
ठीक है.
They go for the local cigarettes,
Goalies,
or
Pepsi.
they mostly go for the water pipes,
What's a water pipe?
hookah,
Ah, अच्छा. Hookah बोलो ना. Fancy
water pipe.
water pipe.
I got it.
I'm surprised why you got it and I did not.
Because I live in Gujarat.
Oh god.
I see that stuff.
यार, my like अच्छा, so my Nana Boo's sister used to smoke hookah. ठीक है.
It's strong.
And she used to be the coolest dadi in our gaon.
Oh goodness.
Why even?
You know the people who smoke hookah, right? Like I swear, even if you like sit near them, that smoke, like, and I sit, it kills.
No, it's really strong.
In it.
It's like I would like I again not supporting any anything, but I would rather like sit next to a smoker than sit next to a person who smokes hookah, because it is so strong that you cannot it makes you feel a little uncomfortable.
Yes.
Ye kya hai?
That's another thing. Like local tobacco production is being utilized by these segments, and only a niche market is being using these smuggled cigarettes.
Oh, mashallah, we're keeping the Pakistani economy up.
Yes, no, you are evading tax basically. So no, you are not keeping Pakistan economy. You are putting a dent in the Pakistan economy. So by avoiding that, you can contributing towards.
अच्छा, so इसी चीज को अगर थोड़ा सा आगे लेके जाओ, so जो एक्ट अगेंस्ट टोबैको जो पॉलिसी मेकिंग के ऊपर जो काम करी पॉलिसी मेकिंग पे, तो उस पे उनका जो एजेंडा है इस वो द 5 थिंग्स दैट यू मेंशन के एक तो ये कि प्राइस इंक्रीज करें, ठीक है, टैक्सेशन इंक्रीज होगी. सो मुझे ये बताओ कि इफ इंक्रीजिंग द टैक्सेस ऑन टोबैको प्रोडक्ट्स, ठीक है, इट एक्चुअली इंक्रीजेस द गवर्नमेंट्स रेवेन्यू, ठीक है, तो फिर व्हाई हैजंट इट लाइक वो इम्प्लीमेंट हुआ क्यों नहीं है फिर जब उसमें फायदा ही गवर्नमेंट का है? तो
इट डिक्रीजेस कंजम्पशन प्लस इट डिक्रीजेस द प्रॉफिट्स ऑफ द टोबैको इंडस्ट्री.
So what is the tobacco industry more like stronger than the policy making industry, like people of Pakistan?
Of course. I'll tell you a story. When the taxes were down, taxes was up, British ambassador came, met with our financial minister, Zahid at that time, and the next morning, taxes was cut by half.
Is this on public record?
Yes, it's on public. I'll tell you another story. Last year, government approved health levy, a surcharge on tobacco of rupees 10 per pack. It's been approved by cabinet, the highest body of Pakistan, went to the FBR, and it's been in air now. Still, it's not implemented. Why? An order signed by Prime Minister is not being implemented by FBR.
Kyun?
Because it's too strong.
They're too strong. If FBR need revenues, they rush into tobacco industry. Give me that much amount. I have to fulfill my accounts.
तो फिर तो वही बात होगी ना कि just because the bank is too strong, you'd rather play with the policies, you'd rather play with the children who are under 18 to smoke.
That's why we are chanting our slogan that
introduce a lot of other products which can be substitute or alternative to smoking, but equal and more bad.
Then how did shisha get banned?
That's a question.
Shisha get banned. Shisha involves another unique kind of tobacco. It doesn't use the original traditional tobacco. Plus, there are chemicals involved in it, and some of the chemicals are really harmful that they can kill you in some time.
Okay.
One of the elite's family got indulged and overdosed and passed away.
Shisha.
With shisha. The case was put to the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court gave their verdict to ban that shisha.
But then again, वो उसी वजह से हुआ when someone very elite died. That is when they decided कि okay, this is bad.
So that's why we are running after the policymakers to come and talk to us and get it done.
अच्छा, इसमें I have a question इसमें regarding shisha. So you mentioned कि shisha got banned. So I know for a fact that अच्छा markets में नहीं available shisha.
Yes, नहीं available.
Shisha के flavors are available in the market. Still, people have shishas in their houses. The shisha itself, whatever that thingy is, it is also available for sale in a lot of places. ठीक है? So basically, just openly और cafe smoking वाली चीज ban हुई है. shisha itself is not banned
देखिए,
because their products are still available for
Products-
sale and people buy them and they use them.
originally import, production, and sale is banned as per law.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, in Pakistan, they
It's just a normal guideline. If you want to follow it, you follow it.
you follow it. So people
तो मतलब वो तो
smuggle
यही
it.
बात होगी ना अगर आपको
people
दिल करता है
smuggle
तो
it.
फॉलो करे नहीं करता तो इट्स
देखिए,
ओके.
इस तरह पाकिस्तान में बड़ी चीजें स्मगल होती हैं ना, इस तरह पाकिस्तान में कोकीन भी स्मगल होती है और बड़ी चीजें भी स्मगल होती हैं. So let's not drag into this thing. But regulations are there.
Yeah.
Regulations are there. Enforcement needs to be done.
Yeah.
And enforcement plus public policing needs to be done.
ठीक है.
If I went to a shop and I see a thing which is illegal and they're selling it nearby my house or nearby to my kid's school, I have got the moral responsibility to tell the authorities that this is not right.
ठीक है.
And
Achha,
would you-
so like okay, so I know
Yes,
I'm
I-
asking a lot of questions, but it's actually a sort of like a good session for me
Yeah,
as well. Take care because you know like we are working on a lot of like different things. You know, Human Development Foundation के अंदर
Yes.
काफी सारी चीजें आती हैं. They have a lot of programs. So like Act Against Tobacco वाली चीज के ऊपर like I get to now basically somehow it has given me a chance to ask a lot of different a lot of questions.
Yeah.
उसी में एक और question है मेरा. So मुझे ये बताओ like and the people of course who are watching this जो open tobacco like जो खुला tobacco होता है like so I have like a lot of friends ठीक है who like prefer using open like खुला वाला
They
tobacco
roll it
rather
up
than वो क्या कहते हैं
Restaurant.
like normal like
Normal
डब्बी के
cigarettes.
बजाय they will say कि will like
Raw
this is
tobacco.
open to raw
Local-
tobacco
local
we're going
raw
to roll
tobacco.
our own like
Yeah.
smoke.
They're two
Because
basic things.
उसमें वो लोग ये कहते हैं कि it has all like it doesn't have all the chemicals in it, so it is like
It's a
less
myth-
harmful.
It's a myth basically. They have some kinds of genetic engineering. The tobacco seed which is in Pakistan is being engineered.
Okay.
Let's accept this fact. Because all the seed is being supplied by either tobacco industry or Pakistan Tobacco Board for their cash crop. It's a single crop which provides you 1 kg per 800 rupees. No other crops give you that much amount of money.
So it's the highest
That's
value
amazing,
cheese.
that's
It's a highest and
That's a good
it's been
market.
sold
A lot
before
money.
it's harvested. It's
Yeah,
being
I
sold
guess.
before it's harvested.
It's a lot of money.
And you know the
No
amount
wonder
of
they're powerful. Because like consider
amount
the
of
amount.
tree cutting they use to roast this tobacco. Like for one bun of roasting tobacco, they used to cut 40 to 50 trees to roast this tobacco.
So what?
1 second. So it is
Damaging
Yeah.
ruining the environment at the
completely,
same time.
Completely.
And it's not just the smoke, it is the roasting of it in the
Roasting of
first
it.
place.
That's another thing. On the ground which tobacco crop is
I
being
didn't know that.
cultivated,
Huh.
there are hurdles to cultivate other crops on that same ground
So
due to
basically,
the toxicity of this crop.
so tobacco crop ruins the land as
Land
well.
cultivity as well. Why not these?
Why is it not legal?
This is what I don't get.
Why is
It's
it
just-
still legal?
Like, okay, forget the money. All right, I totally get it makes a fuck
We
ton of
are an
money.
agriculture based economy.
Economy. That's what
हमारी
I mean.
agriculture based है. If
Yes.
tobacco production is ruining our land for agriculture, then हमारी economy किस चीज पे base करेगी in the next 10 years?
No, so yeah, it just really doesn't make sense how.
That's why
cigarettes-
chanting our slogans to do alternate cropping, bring alternate crops, plant saffron, plant other trees, plant other crops which are more profitable. In Afghanistan, against poppy plant, they cultivated saffron.
ठीक
And
है,
they
now
got-
that's a very expensive product.
They got twice and thrice of profit from this crop. Why not in Pakistan?
हाँ ज़ाफ़रान जो है ना वो बहुत कम क्वांटिटी में अवेलेबल है in Pakistan. So you know what saffron
No,
is?
I actually don't.
It's a beautiful herb
It's a herb
basically.
basically.
Take
and
a red
sold is
and
very
it
high.
it has a beautiful smell, amazing taste. ठीक है, and you can literally add it to a million things. Like this I'm talking like it has been around for like millennia even. ठीक है, ages. It is literally utilized in like you can use it anywhere,
And
and it
like
is very expensive.
$10,000 a kg.
It's very expensive.
We have a farm, you know. I'm not even gonna lie. That's actually interesting.
It needs its habitat
हाँ,
to be groomed.
it has and like इसी वजह से तो इतनी expensive है ना because there is an entire process to it.
Process to it. But we can do alternate cropping.
हाँ, and
we
but
can
like
do alternate
the point
cropping.
is कि it's not just like saffron. Like
Why
we can
stick to
Yeah.
tobacco?
do other
Why not
things
other
as well.
crops? And our farmers are being devastated when struggling for this thing. Like they are planting same crop again and again, and they ruin their own
I know.
lands.
But वो उसमें फिर then again there is a
Profit.
fertilizer
short-
industry as well, na, which needs to
Fertilizer
get
industry, tobacco
a lot of
industry,
money.
tobacco industry give them prepaid loans even before they sow their crops. They provide huge loans to these farmers.
Is that regulated?
No.
No, because it's going to be done privately, right? I'm guessing.
Oh my
Tobacco
God.
industry can't sponsor anything under the laws of Pakistan,
So they
but
give
they
a
are
loan.
doing a hell lot of things in Pakistan. Even still, I got to know today an ad came into one of newspaper and it was mentioned like we can teach this much of student, we can produce this much of electricity if we can avoid this much of illicit trade. Like look at them, they are spending minimum a million rupee on this ad.
Huh.
Why you are spending a million rupee on this ad?
Because you make more if it stops.
How much more of it? Like you are making an issue out of it so that the tax rate could not be increased.
Yeah.
Because it's a budget time.
Huh.
So it's a high time.
It's a high budget item.
I'll cry a lot that my finances are being dipped and I'm going through losses.
And since
illicit
I belong
trade.
from a very, like an
I support
important...
farmers. I
Yes.
support your backbone. We provide you this much tax. So please don't tax us more.
तो
That's why you
basically
cry.
जो
That's why you
relationships
cry.
में toxic environment, ठीक है, जो toxic relationships होते हैं और जो emotional blackmail होती है, it is basically just
Yeah.
who the fuck. The
Feel
biggest
sorry for
example
them.
is our government
That's
and
the thing.
and these organizations. Then
Like,
they're more toxic than the toxic relationships in Pakistan.
That's the
Yeah.
thing. That's the thing.
तो
मैंने वही
toxic
आपको बात
relationship
की
ही हुआ ना.
आपको बात की कि एक प्राइम मिनिस्टर का अप्रूव किया हुआ स्टेटमेंट कैसे एक इंस्टीट्यूशन इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं करता है, कैसे नहीं करता. आप अपने घर में अपने वालिदैन की बात नहीं इम्प्लीमेंट करो, आपको समझ आ जाती है. प्राइम मिनिस्टर की बात इन पाकिस्तान एफबीआर नहीं इम्प्लीमेंट कर रहा.
I don't understand
For
this,
God's sake,
and I
yeah.
think I got to know a lot of things I did not know about. Actually, Acha,
It's a
coming to
really
this,
tricky,
coming to this, Valley Cheese, the campaign. Okay, I do want you to mention जो Act Against Tobacco के
Yes,
जो
Act
social
Against-
media handles हैं, ठीक है, in the
It's
middle of it,
Anti-Tobacco Forum Pakistan on Twitter and Anti-Tobacco Forum Pakistan on Facebook as well.
ठीक है. So
Plus on Insta as well.
we will also mention all of these links, on our website and our
Description.
in the description for the video.
Yeah, sure.
Explain a little bit about like जो campaigns that you are like currently जो Act Against Tobacco कर रहा है, since we are talking about the opposite side of it, which is trying to stop all of this.
Yes.
ठीक है. So उसमें the Anti-Tobacco Forum जो है उसकी campaigns के बारे में like to talk a little bit about that, and maybe like people can catch up on that and see what you guys are doing.
Yeah, it's really nice if people get on board with us and spread our voice. We are basically in the process to formulate a policy for Pakistan which can protect our youth, our coming generation, from indulging into these habits, these bad habits, basically. Because they are looking for replacement customer. They'll try to tap our youth, our young generation, to be a lifelong smokers. And if our youth is being trapped into this ditch, then nobody can get out of it. So, Anti-Tobacco Forum Pakistan highlights the issue which tobacco industry brings for their sympathy in Pakistan, plus the research which are helpful for quitting and for developing a policy which can protect the youth in terms of financially, in terms of health, in terms of environment, in terms of everything else. Like how we can protect our whole society from being attacked by these kind of industry and tycoons, business tycoons. Anti-tobacco is doing that. If you want any kind of help, if you want any kind of information regarding how you want to quit it or how you want to contribute as a being a citizen of Pakistan towards this cause, you can always come up. There's an app from WHO as well, on which you can report the violations, or you can just simply take a picture and report it on your Prime Minister complaint form, and it will reach to the tobacco control cell in the federal ministry, and there they can act upon these things through the enforcement. So everybody has to do their own job. Like I, being a father of a kid, I can do for my own kids. If I realize this thing, everybody else can realize this thing. And we are a part of this society, we can change the society. we can change the environment in which our child gonna grow up. So that's the basic thing.
Well said.
That is very well said, and I'm actually glad that we had this discussion today
I'm glad you
because
invited me.
again, frankly, like there are a lot of things that Human
There are a lot
Development
of-
Foundation
there
is
are a lot-
doing,
there are a lot of
and it gave me a chance to get to know a lot about the things that Active Against Tobacco is doing. And of course, we would love to have another session
I'd love
on.
to- I'd love to have another session
Adeel,
with
let's
you.
have another session on. What do you think? Sorry, like
Quitting.
quitting tips पे
Yeah.
कर लेते हैं.
Yeah.
So we're going to have another podcast soon on
Yeah, sure.
tips on how to quit smoking, and then we can talk a little bit about a little more detail about the alternate tobacco wali cheezein, and then maybe do a comparison of them in
Yeah,
the
we can do.
podcast.
We can do.
Okay, like
comparison,
how each and every, like how less or how more the other
Yeah,
is harmful.
They are all equally dangerous. No less and more, but
Maybe we can
They-
like
they are
explain
myths
all of them
associated
thoda
with
sa,
this thing.
like on in the podcast.
yes.
So,
for sure.
Anyway, Zahid Sahab, thank you so much for
Thanks a
giving
lot
us
for
itna zyada
inviting me.
time, and I can't wait to do another session.
Indeed. And
Indeed.
Yeah.
definitely have something written on this also with the
Yes.
smoking thing.
Okay.
Yeah?
So
Yes.
the
If you
website
don't mind.
is going
Yeah,
to
sure,
is
sure,
there are a lot of information on hdfpk.com. There's going to be an article on already an article on Act Against Tobacco on icons.pk, and there's going to be more articles
More
coming
articles
from
soon.
their team, and you can like go to our website and see all of those things over there as well. And the Instagram handle is icons_mag, and the podcast is
Daily Icons. Icons Daily. Go on Icons PK just on YouTube, yeah? It's one of them. Icons on that. I wasn't even listening for a second.
oh my god,
And then icons.pk is our website.
you mentioned it love 4 times. 4 dafa mention ho gaya wo.
Go on, what y'all think?
Icons.pk. I remember that one thing.
Good. Yes. Okay.
I zoned out. I'm not
Okay.
even gonna
Well,
lie. I
thank
had
you
a
so
phone
much.
call. I was
Hey,
checking on my phone.
anyway,
Thanks a lot.
Thank
Thanks a lot.
you.
Thanks a lot.